Alright, we got two very interesting updates to start our week, both on LeBron James and Luka Doncic, pretty much the Lakers' top two priorities. And for LeBron, we got an update and a report about what he might be planning with his future contract. If you're not aware, he does have a player option this offseason, which he could either opt out of, then sign a new contract with their team, or potentially even leave their team, or he could opt into that contract and then once again have the top salary on their payroll. Many fans don't want him to do that, many fans hope and really would like for him to take a pay cut, but according to Shams Charania, that's not very likely, as he is much more likely to opt into that player option. And here's what Shams had to say about it earlier today.
But what is kind of the latest update on LeBron, and what are the Lakers going to do this offseason?
I'm told he's likely to opt in. He's got a player option about $54 million, $57 million.
Right?
He's got a massive player option.
For Garza?
That's likely. That's the plan. But again, his option date, Pat, is June 29th. So he still has about a month to figure out. There's going to be some hard conversations that are going to happen between him, the Lakers, seeing what this team looks like. Because listen, LeBron James, whether he plays one more season or a few more seasons, he wants to be in a competitive environment. And I said it on our when I came on when their season ended. He's probably going to opt in because the option is so big, and then that gives you flexibility to figure out, do you extend off that number, or if this is the final year, if this is the last hurrah, essentially, year 23 for number 23. They have All-Star Weekend in Los Angeles. So to me, it's very storybook if that's the way it goes.
Yeah.
But
like he said, LeBron opting into that contract is much more likely than him opting out, which many fans like I referred to before are not happy about, or rather a bit undecided about. If LeBron does opt in, that makes it a lot more difficult for the Lakers to build their team, not only about the payroll and being near the second tax apron, which is kind of salary cap hell at this point, but then not having something like the non-tax pyramid level exception, something they can offer a free agent or potentially multiple of them, and instead having a much smaller contract to work with, less spending power in free agency, and simply making it a bit more difficult to build their team. But regardless, the sooner that LeBron decides that, which by the way does not have to be today or tomorrow, it can be all the way until June 29th, I'm pretty sure that's the exact due date, and he does have an entire month to make that final choice. But the sooner that he does make it, it will help the Lakers plan out their future. Gotta plan out for what kind of contract and what kind of spending power they have in free agency, how to balance out their payroll, and what kind of trades they can or cannot make. That's ultimately what they have to figure out, and LeBron's contract does dictate a lot of that. I mean, at the moment, they're sitting at a payroll of roughly $191 million, 191.58 to be exact, and if you know anything or care about the salary cap, the first apron, and the second apron, they do have a little bit of leeway here. No, not with the salary cap, they're roughly $30 million above that, but they do have some slight leeway with the first apron, roughly $4.5 million below it at this point, roughly about $15 million below the second apron, so they have some leeway, but not very much, especially now with that LeBron max contract. And it really is a difficult conversation to have. I mean, on one hand, LeBron played like a top 10 NBA player last season, made an all-NBA team to show for it, or even the amount of money he drives to their team via revenue, fanfare, and literally everything in between that, he does deserve that max contract. But then from the other side of it, if LeBron wants to build a better team around him, if he wants more help, and to give the Lakers more financial flexibility to help him with that, then he probably should want to take a pay cut. So I can definitely see both sides of it. I'm kind of in the middle here, and I really can't tell a guy to take less money, especially millions of dollars less, so I'm not going to be on that side of it, but I definitely do get the argument for him to take a pay cut. And like I said, he has 1 month left to make that final choice, even though he probably is already leaning in the direction of taking the full max. And well, with that in mind here, how do you guys feel about it? Do you think LeBron should take a pay cut, and if he should in your opinion, what would be your argument for it? Or if you don't, do you think he should simply opt into that player option, or what should he do here overall? Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. But then moving on to our other topic, and this does happen to be with Luka Doncic. He is playing for the Slovenian national team this summer, playing during the FIBA Eurobasket competition, which was confirmed by the president of Basketball Association of Slovenia, so he will be on their team. But the ultimatum kind of with it, and how the Lakers factor in here, is the ultimatum that they kind of gave for him to play. Not the fact that they're making a hard choice for him or being stiff about that, No, not for him to specifically do anything that we know of, but according to a report, the Lakers will assign one of their coaches to join Luka Doncic while he plays. It hasn't been a confirmed coach yet, might be an assistant, even more likely probably a conditioning coach. Earlier reports said that Luka's been prioritizing his health and really taking it serious this summer about building up his diet, building up his conditioning, and really transforming his body overall. We've heard all kind of reports about that and even seen pictures of him looking a bit more in shape and a bit more fit already. So this kind of does factor in pretty heavily to what the Lakers are planning with him and what they want to see from him this summer. They're completely okay with him playing, but they do kind of want to give him that ultimatum and that reminder that he is playing for their team, is under their payroll, and therefore they want to have him under a watchful eye of somebody on their own staff. Which, in my opinion, is completely fine and completely understandable. After all, he is about $250 million of an investment for their team. He's under their payroll and they're likely to offer him a massive contract extension pretty soon. So they definitely want to have him under a watchful eye and make sure that he's doing everything that he needs to in regard to conditioning, health, whatever it might be, whatever his individual goals are. Maybe the trainer or assistant coach that's with him is directly part of that. So I think it makes a ton of sense both for the Lakers and for Luka Doncic. And if you're not aware about Eurobasket and when it will run from, it only begins in late August, officially starting on August 28th, running until September 14th. So he does have quite a while to go yet, does have plenty of time to condition and train prior to that point, can be with the team even though he is over in Europe right now. Recently attended a Real Madrid game and those are where the pictures of him looking different and a bit more in shape quote unquote have come from. But he is planning to and officially is set to represent Slovenia during FIBA Eurobasket 2025. The Lakers appear to be fine with it, just with one slight ultimatum, that he takes a staff member with him to oversee what he does and likely to oversee his conditioning. And I'm definitely happy about what we've seen from Luka so far, not only about the pictures, but definitely the updates and the reports about it. A newer one saying that Luka is quote unquote dedicated himself to transforming his body, which includes both guided indoor conditioning and a modified diet. So between that, the pictures, getting in shape for the Lakers team, and then even to play Eurobasket, which yes, there might be a little bit of risk with, always a potential for injury when you're on the court, but I think the reward does outweigh the risk here. Luka having motivation to get in shape, playing for his home country, and probably coming into training camp in very good shape and ready to go immediately, I think the reward definitely outweighs the risk here. And then again, with the Lakers having a staff member with him, overseeing him and likely motivating and continuing his training that the Lakers want, I think it's definitely worth it. And not to mention the fact that if they would say no or have any hesitation about letting him play for Slovenia, that would not be a good look. So definitely don't want to go that route. But with all that being said, what do you guys think? How do you feel about Luka playing for Slovenia this summer, getting his conditioning on track early and what the reports have said about him, and then the Lakers having a staff member, likely a conditioning coach, to take along with him? How do you feel about that and the Lebron reports about his player option and what he plans to do this summer? Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. But I think that'll pretty much do it for this one, and if you enjoyed the video, then I'll greatly appreciate it if you dropped a like, subscribe to the channel if you have not already, and hit that notification bell to never miss out when I upload a video. But as always, thank you for watching and have a great day or night.